hypothetical viewers, and welcome back to Shining Force Gaiden. In the last video, I promised to get everyone to level 20 and promote them. As you can see, that did not happen. Instead, everyone is at level 19 except for Nick, who is pretty close, so it just did not seem worth. At level 18, basically the magical mushrooms could still give about 10x for defeating them. Everything else pretty much just stopped giving X. Once they hit level 19, nothing gave more than 1x. And obviously, although in theory, if you had the patience, you could in fact grind everyone up to 20, you would have to defeat enemies hundreds of times. That's not going to happen. We'll see. We'll beat this battle now, and then I also already got everything in the chests. One of them was empty, which was a bit of a troll. One of them was a halberd, and I think there was a heat axe. There is also a droppable protect ring that the bishop has, so hopefully we will get that. But yeah, we'll beat this battle, then see how the next mission goes. Mostly I want to see if there are enemies that can give us a reasonable amount of experience points to get everyone to level 20. If there is not, then I think that's where we cave and just promote at 19. 19 is not bad, it's one level shy, so that won't be too much of a loss. That's pretty close anyway. It was worth the effort, I guess. Watch some old Delicious Cinnamon videos in the background, so, you know. That was fun anyway. Much has appeared. The one thing we did do was level Domingo up a little. As you can see, he, with just a few low levels, his attack got pretty solid for a magic user with no equipment. Oh, the other item in the chest was a critical sword, that's right, but no one can equip it yet because it's only for promoted characters. His defense is also boosted up a bit so that he is not quite so fragile, and he learned the first level of Bolt. But yeah, like if you compare to our fighters, his defenses are not too bad. Well, actually, I guess we should compare him to the promoted characters. He is promoted, who have much higher defenses. So, you know, maybe he's still a little fragile, but he's better than before when his defense was like 15. But yeah. Oh, and we also leveled up May a bit. Oh man, gonna sneeze. One moment. Ah. Okay, sneeze achieved. We leveled May up more. It's, you know, I have her on heal duty, so she just gets so much from aura. And she got heal 4, which is nice. And in leveling up our wizards, Yisha got D-Soul, which is useless, but whatever. And Wendy got level 3 of Blaze, so that's nice. We now have 2 different mages who have level 3 Blaze. Which does feel a little like overkill, but whatever. Like, why are both of the wizards we get primary on fire magic? Oh, come on. I wanted you to weaken that for Nick, Prey. This is no time to be showing off. I need to get him 15 experience points so he can catch up with the group. And I didn't want to bother grinding it all out. Because, you know, at a certain point you have to be like, it's time to make progress again. This is actually the same evening as before, though. I only spent like 2 hours on grinding, so this was very moderate and reasonable by my standards. Yeah, I'm hoping that the next battle will have some enemies that we can actually... It's 1 level left. It will not take much if we can just get a bit. Even if it's just 10 per enemy kill, that wouldn't be so bad. See, they're just getting 1 from everything, which is kind of rough. But for example, like, Roos here, he's at 23, so yeah, he would have to kill 8 enemies to get his level, but that's doable, right? That's not as bad as having to kill 80 enemies. You know, 8 enemies, I'm like, okay, it'll take a while, we'll have to spend some evenings, like, you know, catching up on my YouTubes while I level grind, but that's not so bad, you know? We can get them all to 20. Whereas if all the enemies just still give 1 experience, then at that point, you know, I'm kind of like, let's give up. I guess I should really move Nick up because he's only going to get points from the magic mushroom. Although I guess having him just straight up attack 15 times isn't impossible. 15 isn't that much. It's not so bad. If you don't have something, like in previous playthrough in Shining Force 2, the previous series, the Mist Demon, even towards the end, it still gave a boatload of X because it was really strong. So even when our characters were getting up towards like the final levels, they could still get a good 50 X off of it. So it was it was still difficult to do, but it was feasible. Whereas here, it's like, oh, we're trying to wring water from a stone. It's not happening. You don't even get experience for being damaged, unlike in Fire Emblem, where, you know, you only get one, but at least you get something. So it's not a total loss. Mayfair does not have anything pressing she has to do because she's already level 12 promoted. Although I do want to just boost up Sig a little because, and honestly, maybe I should have done a little grinding for Gaiden, like just a teeny bit, because based on guide I'm using, like an upcoming battle will block all magic, so we need our physical fighters to be in reasonable shape. And so that means since my party has 3 full magic users, 2 wizards, and a bishop or a vicar or whatever, that does put us at a bit of a disadvantage because... Oh, actually, no, we have not 4 full magic users because we just added Domingo. Because I really love having a full mage party. That's my favorite. So we'll... Basically, this new guy we're gonna get, Kashing or whatever. Kashing? Not totally sure where the emphasis should be since this game doesn't have voice acting. You know, so we can't be sure. But, I don't want the... Oh, and according to Gaiden use, the magical mushroom is in fact casting sleep, which I couldn't tell because we've never used the sleep spell or had an enemy use it on us, so I didn't recognize the animation, but that was one of the possibilities. It is not as threatening as if it was casting like Muddle or something, but I guess it hits a wide area, so it would leave you a sitting duck, you know, towards the other enemies. So it would still be a bit threatening. Man, you solo a single target? It doesn't hit that often either. Well, whatever, I guess. She has 2 good spells, that's all you really need. I mean, we used Kazan in Shining Force 2, and he only had 1 good spell, so... As long as you got 1. But yeah, look at that. She like attacked 3 different enemies and defeated 1 and got 1 X. It's quite bad. But yeah, I'm guessing we're gonna have to use Gaiden, obviously, and Kashing, and man, we may just have some dead slots. I mean, I guess Domingo has a little bit of attack. I wouldn't say he's like strong, but he's stronger than our mages. He doesn't use a weapon is the thing. But he can do a little, I guess. He does like 7 damage, I guess. But yeah, we actually, man, it's kind of weird that they're giving us a mission where we can't use our magic users because I actually don't think there are enough physical fighters to have an entire party just of physical fighters. Because we only just, upon finding Domingo, we only just actually filled the force. So we have 1 spare person who's a physical fighter. That would still leave us with 3 full magic users and nothing we can do about that. We're going to get Kashing. So that will leave us with 2 full magic users that we don't have anyone to swap out for. What a weird mission. I guess they'll just be... Well, we'll have to heal with items, so maybe they can be like the item caddies. It's an important role. Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, but now I just want to wrap up this battle in this cave and move on. It's nice that chests, you know, remain plundered even if you egress so that we don't have to go back and re-get them all. Makes it much more efficient. Guess I'll just have Mayfair attack this guy, whatever. See, it wouldn't kill you to get a little bit of a level. Since he's only a level 5 runner. There we go. I'm hoping he'll eventually get some more spells because we leveled him all the way up before promotion, but he still only has level 1 of Blast and level 3 Heal, which isn't amazing. Oh, I forgot that these guys are resistant to ice. Oops, I should use fire. Ice is stronger in general, but these skeletons resist it. Oh well. Oh well. Whatever. It's fine. I'll have Wendy just... Well, let me check how much the magic mushroom has, because I actually don't want to kill it. I just want to set Nick up for the kill. Oh, it has 25. This is fine. We'll just get rid of the lizard man, basically. Let's blast through this. But yeah, this is like, I think we're like 4 battles from the end of chapter 3, so we're really moving at a good clip here. Yeah, it's a shorter story for sure than Shining Force 2 certainly, but even a little shorter I think than Shining Force 1, I think. But I guess it is a Gaiden game after all, so it's a little more compact. But yeah, it honestly feels like they have enough material here that they could have made it the story of a much longer game, you know, with like us starting out as like the Gardiana Shining Force goes to confront Cyprus, and then they're all either captured or killed, and so our forces are in disarray, but this like mysterious guy comes to help us out, and then he turns out to be the rightful heir to the throne, who's trying to, you know, take back control from his uncle who murdered his dad to seize the throne, and like he actually becomes the leader of our resistance or whatever. You could make a I feel like you could make quite a involved story about that. It's you know, that's got some dramatic chops to it. Very nice. Okay, so now everyone is level 19. The mushroom is basically the only thing that was giving any experience. And it's only giving 10, and once they hit level 19, it's giving 1. So you can imagine how just tedious it was to grind up even this last one to do levels for everyone, but you know, we got them as good as we could, and either the next battle will have enemies we can get a reasonable amount of X from. Very nice, Mayfair, that was impressive. Beating skeletons up with your healing staff, but either it'll have enemies we can reasonably get X from, or it will not, in which case we can just promote without that one last level, you know, it's like, whatever. We don't... that one level is not going to be the deal breaker. In a way, this game actually kind of feels, in story, not super different from Shining Force 1 in some ways. Different, well, I mean, it's not identical, but it has sort of a similar theme of, like, we're a peaceful nation. We're the same nation, in fact, we're Gardiana. We're just sort of living peacefully. When one day this other kingdom attacks us and destroys our entire army. So then a group of inexperienced youths have to set out to say, you know, defeat the other army. And their leader ends up actually being from the enemy country. Although in Shining Force 1, Max has amnesia and doesn't know that he is actually from Moonfaust. Whereas in this game, it seems like Nick did know that from the start, but didn't tell everyone because he naturally thought they would be a bit suspicious of the Prince of Cyprus suddenly showing up to lead their army. But yeah, it seems that he's already opposing his uncle and trying to get him off the throne. And I'm kind of assuming that, oh man, well, I guess the bishop can't do much damage though. I'm kind of assuming that much like in Shining Force 1, where it turned out that Moonfaust, like their king had become like fallen under the influence of Dark Soul, so he wasn't himself exactly. I guess it was sort of implied that like he was kind of corrupted, like Dark Soul offered him power, and then he got sucked in, and then kind of turned into like a crazy nonsense monster, like happens so often in JRPGs. But I'm kind of assuming that something similar might end up happening here, where like Edmund, Nick's uncle, is like also being manipulated by evil force or whatever. which would explain why Waldall and his friends all appear to be some sort of weird nonsense monsters. Um, Otherwise, it seems a little odd that that's the case. It's like, why are they the only ones who are like this? And we'll give Domingo the protection probably because he is a bit fragile, and that will. He has such good mobility that like it's nice for him to be a little tankier. Did we actually get it? He's the one who carries it, but no, I guess we didn't. Maybe it's random chance whether he drops or not. Because in one of our previous grinding sessions, he actually did drop it. Unless I sort of assumed that we didn't keep it because he still has it on the map, but maybe one of my dudes here actually still has it in their inventory somewhere. I will check briefly. Otherwise, well, what? Oh, actually, yeah, I guess we. That's funny. I guess it can drop up to once, and he still has it after it's dropped when you egress, but you just can't get it again. Did not realize. I was sort of assuming that you didn't get to keep drops if you redid the level. But no, it's learned something new. But yeah, I'm kind of assuming it's going to turn out that Cyprus are actually not so evil after all, because that's something of a consistent theme in Shining Force, that the Shining Force 2 had this too, where our neighboring kingdom attacked us. What were they, like Gallum or something? And they were controlled by demons. So in Shining Force, pretty much, if somebody starts a war, it's probably because they were controlled by like Dark Dragon or demons or, you know, something like that. It's rarely for any kind of normal, like, human motivation. It's always some kind of weird supernatural reason. Hence why all the enemies we fight are monsters instead of humans. I don't know if they did that just because they thought it would be like a cool fantasy theme, or because they were like, this makes it less violent, so it'll be more accepted, you know, by people, like parents buying it for their kids or whatever. No idea. But yeah, that's that's kind of the theme. So that's my guess. But I have not played this before, so I do not know. It's certainly entirely possible that you know, Cyprus is actually just hella evil, unlike in the other Shining Force games. But yeah, it is not unsimilar, right? It's not dissimilar to Shining Force 1. And obviously it doesn't have the amnesia aspect. And even though you're fighting your family, you know, unlike in the last, you know, one where like you didn't know Cain was your brother, here you know that Edmund is the uncle of our main dude. And this game was, I think, created like just a year after the first one. Let's see how much X we actually get from the ghoul, I guess. Maybe this will actually give us decent X, who knows? It is the boss. Nope, 1x. Okay, well, this is only at 18 minutes, so let's see the cutscene. Impossible, you defeated the mushroom traps. Yeah, they don't go off very frequently, and they actually give good X, so thank you for that. Villains helping you out. Oh, ouch! Luckily, Kashing is fine. Kashing, are you alright? Yes. We're so glad to see you. Where are the others? Some were killed, some were taken prisoner. Only a few of us managed to escape. It's funny, most of the other portraits are looking forward, but he's looking to the side. Let me help you free the captives in Gundol Fort. Okay, Kashing the Knight has joined the Shining Force. So he's actually not promoted, we haven't gotten... I mean, Domingo is a class that doesn't promote at all, so he's different, but Kashing is not promoted yet, so we're still getting first tier units. Nick, we found the Gardiana soldiers. Let's go and save them. Probably a good idea. Hopefully we'll get some more peeps for our army. And there is not anything for us to do in camp, so let's just carry on and see this cutscene. And I at least want to take a crack at a few of the enemies and see if this is grindable, because if it is, I'll obviously cut here and do that, and if it's not, then I guess we can go back to it next time. See that fort rising over the mountain? That's Gundol. They're in there somewhere. Gates. Let's wait for the changing of the guard. Who's Gates? Is he here? Is he a dude we know? It's Gardiana's Shining Force. I guess we're not gonna wait for the changing of the guard then. Bazoo and Geppel. Oh yeah, Bazoo is that wizard we fought whose name was Bazoo, which is nuts, and Geppel aren't here. Guards kill them. So by changing the guards, it's more like we're going to kill all the guards. Okay, so it looks like all of the enemies are actually the same as in the previous level where they did not give any XP except for the boss who was a Minotaur. Decisions. I'm trying to decide whether to just blast through this level, because we can obviously beat all of these enemies. It's the same ones from the previous map. And wait it out and see if there's something we can grind on in the Fort Gundel or whatever. But I am a little undecided because, like, obviously I don't want to delay forever. We're getting to the end of chapter 3, at which point there's one chapter of the game left. You know, at that point, we certainly want to promote so we actually get some use out of the promoted classes. But, we didn't have an opportunity to buy promoted weapons yet either. So it's like, it's not such a loss. So, yeah, I think I'll just go through this level and then we'll see what's in the gatehouse. Because I was sort of expecting there to be at least one new enemy. And then we could see if that enemy was grindable, but these are actually just the same enemies, save for the boss. So we'll just go through. Let's check out our new friend. Oh man, he's level 11? Jeez. Buddy, you're a little behind. He has a power spear, which is good. I mean, honestly, if I trained him up, he's probably perfectly usable. It's just a lot of effort. Everyone else is a bit far ahead of him. Let's take a look at everyone. Yeah, the person who's furthest along is Apis at 45x, and that's mostly because Apis reached level 19 first, so basically got a lot of just random X from killing stuff, enough to have 45x, so we grinded a lot. Like, maybe I'll let Apis kill the boss, and hopefully that'll give something, and then, I mean, I feel like at least with Apis, if we can find one enemy that gives, like, not 1x, gives, like, 10 or something, we could definitely at least get him to level 20. Some of the others. Well, I think I do want to wait and see. Yeah, I think I will. I mean, we're so close, right? It feels kind of like a waste. And we don't need to be promoted for this battle is the thing. We really do not. And we could always grind again once we promote if we need to. So let's take a look at the map while we're here, so we can just jump right into the battle next time. This is going to be a battle that will probably take the full half hour. This is a more standard Shining Force outdoor map where it's very pretty to look at, like, you know, in terms of aesthetics, it's very nicely designed, but in terms of a map to play a game on, it sure is covered in mountains and forests that make it a bit of a tedious slog. Now I'm guessing the intent is that you go through this little grassy section, and at least they have that, because remember from Shining Force 1, there were some battle maps where basically the entire thing was just forest and mountain, and it just took forever. I'm thinking of the one particularly, the one right before the town where we recruited the dragon, on the way to that, where I think we fought like some golems or something that appeared, and it was so slow, and our characters with lower speeds or more movement penalties for forest just never reached the battle. That was, I recorded that like multiple years ago, and I remember how painful that was. So I'm assuming that here we're supposed to kind of follow this little path and then get to the boss, rather than cut through here, because it would be hella slow to walk through all these mountain forests. This route also does let us kill more enemies, so maybe we can level up Kashing a little before we have to use him in a battle that blocks all our magic users. So we probably will actually go in that direction. Oh man, gonna sneeze again, one moment. Once again, I like almost, you know when you almost sneeze, you like taking a breath, and then it peters out and you don't sneeze. It's kind of annoying, but oh well. It's allergies, man. They're really annoying when you need to do an activity that involves talking. These gargoyles are blending in really well with the mountain range, can I just say. The color set is perfect. But yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get Kashing some KOs. Hopefully if we can. Maybe we get kicked off our force. Maybe it's because we don't have enough slots with Kashing. Well, Domingo is like technically already promoted, and also we have a battle come out where we need to use our non-magical characters. So actually, you know what? Let's skip through an egress, and I'll even add Gaiden to the force so that, because the thing is, none of our other characters are getting meaningful X. They are getting 1 each from every time they attack or kill something. That is very little. The like 10 total X they could get is not valuable. Let's just speed through all these. The fast forward is quite useful. It's more valuable to get, even if we only get 1 or 2 levels, since we are going to need to use our physical fighters. Even if they can only get 1 or 2 levels, that is more valuable than getting just a couple points. Who is the most useful to drop? I'm going to say the magic users actually not, because it's much easier for them to carefully chip foes down so that our 2 underlevel characters can kill them. Because they could always use like Blaze 1, for example, and do just 6 damage, which obviously are melee fighters. They just do the amount they do. You know, I might say Roos, because his attack is so strong that he can one-shot a lot of stuff, and he also only has 5 moves, so he'll fall behind. So I'm going to swap out for Roos for now. And this way, we can train our, 2 underleveled physical fighters who we need to use in this one level that blocks magic. Let's see what Kashing says in his talk screen. No one can match my quickness. That is a total lie. He has 12 agility. It is even lower than Gaiden. It is the lowest in our party. He is slow as balls. Even Roos is faster than him, and Roos is higher level. Maybe if we level this guy up, he'll get faster, but many people can match his quickness. Many, many, many people. But yeah, I think that'll be the plan for the next battle, to just try and get, maybe just, I'm actually not gonna grind it. I'm just gonna, if we're fighting these enemies at all, we may as well be getting levels for our 2 characters who do not, have good levels yet. It will probably be difficult just because their attack is not great. Kashing can get by. He has 40, so he'll do okay, but Gaiden only has 36 attack, and we can't equip him with a weapon is the thing. He doesn't equip items. So he can do more than the mages, obviously, but he's gonna have trouble getting KOs. And they both have really low agility, so they're likely to fall behind in what is already going to be a very slow battle. And unfortunately, the way that the order works, the unit order means that they're at the back. And we can't shuffle that. But we'll see if it works out, if we can at least boost them a level or 2 just so they're a little more useful when we actually have to use them. I mean, we don't have to. Our other characters are probably strong enough to carry us, but it's useful to have an adequate number of fighters, right? I mean, I guess at the very least they'll be more powerful than the magicless mages. But so that's what we'll do next time, is just go through this kind of meandering, journey through the mountains, and maybe get a couple levels for our new friends. It's kind of a low-key episode. And then I think we're going to be rescuing more members of the Gardiana Shining Force inside that fortress, the Gundel Fort. So thank you for watching, hypothetical viewers. I hope you will look forward to all of that in the next episode of Shining Force Gaiden.